DownBeat Podcast.
Welcome to the DownBeat, our brand new podcast. DownBeat is a podcast where we talk about the highs and lows of pop culture, from viral trends and iconic moments to scandals and the darker sides of today's cultural landscape. My name is Nisa and I will be the host for today. Here's my sidekick,
Elena. Hello, everyone.
our lovely guest,
Hi, I'm Lisa. Nice to meet you.
and our genius music technician, Iker Mateo. Today we're going to talk about the dark and nice sides of the pop culture, important figures and stuff. So what we have the Liam Payne stuff. Have you heard what happened with the Liam Payne?
Yeah, as the sidekick, I can get some background information for every listener. We all have heard of it, but it started with an emergency call from a hotel in Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
The hotel staff called about a man destroying his room, and later that night, the former One Direction band member Liam Payne was found he has fallen from the balcony. So last Wednesday, the funeral was held, and this has shocked the whole world, and started a discussion about all these young people getting famous so early.
Yeah,
Right.
this is our topic
Yeah.
for today to talk. I mean, as a person who used to listen One Direction and Liam Payne and the other members' music throughout all my teenager years and stuff, it broke my heart to see it because I felt like a piece of my teenage years just broken and fell down. And do you have any memories with?
Yeah, I remember my cousin from Guatemala. When she was 15, she came to Belgium, and she was a really big One Direction fan. So she really introduced me to One Direction and just pop culture in general. I started listening to more music, and I really liked One Direction as well. It was really shocking to hear. And it was her who sent me the article of Liam Payne passing away. And at first I didn't believe it, so I looked it up on different sources, and it was unbelievable. It's crazy.
It's too early to have stuff like this, I think, for us, for them. But this is what happens when, today's, especially in music industry, how they start something in young ages and how they end up with those kind of sad endings. If we're going to talk about the other examples, we can start with the fames, how fame begins. And we can just divide it to the American culture, Western and Eastern culture. And to start with the Western culture, I can say that it's a very important thing. A headline, Disney, as we all know.
Yeah.
Did you watch Disney?
Of course, I feel like many in our generation has actually it was our childhood.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm 22, and I can say that all my childhood, all my teenage years went by Disney, and
For sure, yeah. I grew up with Disney Channel, everything Disney. Yeah.
And it's somehow worldwide
Yeah.
because everyone, in East, in West, everyone knows Disney, and everyone grew up by Disney. But of course, it has a very dark side too, as much as the other cultural stuff. But if we start with the Disney people, I can say that Selena Gomez, Miley Cyrus, and Demi Lovato was the ones who are just very into the Disney. If I start with the Demi Lovato, she was she began her career as a child actor on Barney and Friends, which she was co-actoring with Selena. And lately I watched a video where Selena was singing a song from that movie, and like imagine they were like 6 or 7, they were like a child, and then they still remember the songs from there because it's how shaped their lives. Yeah, Demi just started with Disney, Barney and Friends, and she started to act on Camp Rock. Oh my god, amazing! Have you seen it?
Yeah,
Have you
yeah,
seen the
I
Camp?
have
Have
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
The Joe Jonas, Demi, and like every like this is me, this is you. It's like I always wanted to have a camp love like that when I was a teenager.
They set the standards.
Yeah,
For
they
sure.
I know. And then just sunny. So.
But imagine like we going to school like as usual children, and that they are going to like
Dancing camps.
yeah, and like they will do like schoolwork maybe like in the night or something.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know how it works. Like,
And how like they dance
Yeah.
throughout to the school, like, and
Yeah.
everyone knows the moves.
yeah.
Like, everyone knows the choreography. I used to believe that my high school will be like that. If we were going to dance in the canteen, like having the same moves together, which wasn't the case.
Unfortunately,
yeah.
Oh, and then like Demi just started her career on Disney, and Selena too, as I said, Barney, and then Waverly, like Witches. I don't know like the whole name, but like it was.
Wizards of Waverly Place?
Oh yeah, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Have you also watched it?
Yeah, I watched it.
Like the Alex.
Yeah, Alex Russo. and,
Yeah. She was a like queen there.
Yeah,
she
for
she
sure.
knew some stuff. And for Miley, it was Hannah Montana, which she had her own name, and
Yeah.
her father too. Like it was their parents who started them. And for the Britney Spears, we all know like she started with the "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time," and then it was a fame.
It all started there.
And if we moved to the other people like Justin Bieber.
Yeah, like as we have talked about the Disney stars, like as we started this episode with like the Liam Payne. As mentioned, he started his career at X Factor 2010, and he was only 16 years old. And of course, like it started so quickly, and I don't think no one was really like prepared how it just like blew up that way, and they becoming One Direction becoming the biggest group like in our like generation.
Yep.
The same for Justin Bieber. He was discovered on YouTube when he was 13.
Shawn Mendes too, right?
It might
Shawn-
be.
yeah,
might
Shawn
be.
too.
Justin Bieber was my thing. I was a real believer. I was on 2 concerts when I was younger. And I actually thought that we were going to end up together once. No, but like the same for him. He just like rose from nothing, and from one day to another day, he was like the new, like everyone wanted him and or wanted to be him. Crazy. And there are also like other examples that are older, also like Amy Winehouse. She was in her early 20s, and the Back to Black album, it made her like so big. And well, not only for her talent, but also like her authenticity. Like she was so rare at that time, and like so cool. Like
She was so cool. She
the
was that
the
girl.
cool girl.
Yeah, the cool girl.
Michael Jackson also. That one started when he was, what was he? I don't know, when he was in the Jackson 5. Well, he was the youngest one, and he was clearly the star of the group. But he was so young also. Like all of these stars, they became so big early.
And I feel like there is this rule now that, like, because for me as a person who's 22, I feel like I'm late for something because those people start too early. Like I said, like even for the Billie Eilish, you know, like she was too young when she started, and I said like, oh my god, like I'm in the same age with Billie. Like Olivia Rodrigo is like younger than me, but they are famous, but what is going to happen to them?
Yeah.
Like no one knows.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have people like that too
Mhm.
now. And should we move to the eastern side?
Yeah.
So, what is going on in the eastern side, Lisa?
So, K-pop has
Yeah.
become something that is now globally known. It has grown tremendously at a super quick pace.
Mm.
I don't know how familiar you guys are with K-pop, but I'm a really big K-pop fan. I like different groups. I've been a fan since, I think, 2019.
Oh.
So about 5 years now. But yeah, it's really something I love. But then there's also this dark side to it, you know,
Mhm.
because many of these artists, they start their training as teenagers. They're like 10, 12 years old. And then some of them debut at this crazy young age. And I'm like, how do they handle this fame? How do they live their lives in the spotlight the whole time?
Because they're put
At
in
this
like
age.
training camps.
It's
Or-
yeah, they have this like training period, and then so in K-pop you have different companies, and the trainees, as they call them, are signed under a company where they train on vocals, dancing, but also media training, acting skill, etc. And then when the company says, okay, you're good enough, they're placed in a potential debut group.
Mhm.
And then if the whole group does well, they can debut and they start their careers, so to say. And they keep getting the training and everything from their companies. So it's really well managed, but sometimes not well enough, especially if it's about kids, because that's what they are in the end. So yeah, there's still a lot that could improve in the industry. I also don't know the details about it. But yeah, I've heard some things that are not very nice. So yeah.
Exactly. This is actually, it is worldwide, like we said. Like every invest in East people are just having this hard times. But in Korea, it's something like they literally like steal the whole life. They just restrict everything. You can't have girlfriends. You can't have boyfriends. You can't. You just have to live in the same dorm together. Like, right? Am I right?
Yeah, and also especially when they just start, right? So certain companies have this dating ban, as you said, they can't have boyfriends or girlfriends, and this is actually because of the parasocial relationship that fans have with their idols. Like you said before, they're like, oh, I'm gonna end up with them, and it's been proven that if an idol has a boy or girlfriend or a partner, people will be less attracted to them and won't like them as much. There has been multiple scandals in Korea of K-pop idols, and it turns out they have a partner, and fans just start crying and they're like, I'm never gonna listen to their music again, and they rip their albums and everything. It's crazy. It's a big thing.
And as I know, there are like for the dark sides, there are some people like some person in who was a famous like Sully and the other
Oh, yeah.
other people. So if you can say something about them, like how did they start their like career, and then
So most of them started under a company, right? And in a group as well. I don't really know the details because that's like from the previous generation, so to say. So I wasn't a fan back then. But for example, from SHINee, you have Junghyun, and he unfortunately passed away. He took his own life. And he had written a letter, but before that he had also already commented about mental health and everything. But sometimes they give like signs that their mental health is not good, but other times they can be the most cheerful person on stage, but as a fan you'll never know what's going on behind closed doors, so to say. You don't know what their actual life looks like.
they started young too, right? In a
Yeah.
group again, like and I feel like it was hard back then, right? It's maybe easy because we have the technology, we can reach out to fans. But as you said, Elina, like Justin Bieber was like on YouTube, but YouTube wasn't a thing back then.
Yeah.
So they were just experiencing it by first hands. They were the ones who struggle with this social media, with this like technological enhancement. And now that they are protecting people, I might say, like like new generation, like Billie Eilish, like Olivia Rodrigo, and they might be more safe. But back then, it wasn't like people didn't know how to react to those pop culture people because it was too easy to reach them out. So like they could find them on socials, they could follow them, they could say whatever they want, and no one knows how it's going to affect the mental health of the people because now we know, like me know, like it's people mean and they just comment and we can ignore it. It's a thing. But back then they didn't know it that is a thing, and they were just like seeing those comments, right?
Yeah, imagine being the first people like going through that stuff, like, and don't have anyone to like give advice or something, because these is things that like previous artists, like bigger names in the industry, they don't know either, because like it was like letters and like maybe they got like a letter in their post in the mail, but that was like such a different thing.
Yeah, I feel like online it's something that goes on constantly because you're also globally available, so to say. So people are online all the time and they can comment all the time. And as you said, yeah, we know mean comments, sometimes we can just choose not to care. But I think deep down it will still always affect someone. So the way they handle it and everything.
Impressive.
Yeah.
And then it makes sense that they come to a dark side also, like the mental issues and like and many of them going to the dark side because they have to handle it in some way. And of course it's not hard to understand when the climate and when the pressure on them are so high.
For sure.
So if we're to talk about how did they end up or like what they do now, I might say that Demi Lovato is I mean, all of them, for the Disney stars, all of them struggled with the mental health as the other people, but like for Disney stars, they couldn't show it for a long time. They just hid it under the carpets because they were so scared what will the company say or what will people say as we talk. So they just hide a lot of stuff like that. But then, at some point it's just exploded. Like Demi, she struggled so much about like her relations because there is a case where Demi was into a relationship like sexual harassment where she didn't want but she couldn't say anything about it and she had to hide it. And imagine how it can be a nerve-wracking for a person. So of course there are some mental health issues of course, and she was on some bad stuff like I don't know how to put, but like using over drugged. Is I don't know if like we can say it, but like using drugs and like being into this kind of like over drugging and stuff. So but then she's doing better. Like she's focusing on herself, on her career, because she raised an awareness. Same for Selena. She was like so much in gossips with Justin Bieber and her like mental health with being bipolar, being having lupus, and now she just focuses on like her rare beauty company, and she raised awareness too. Same for Miley. She was like,
so good.
she was like, she got mad, like 2013. Like she got mad. She was like,
was it when she came out of the wrecking ball? Like she had enough. Like she had enough of the Disney like princess.
She just wrecked everything.
That was a good time.
That was a good time, but it was the first actually as someone being that brave.
Yeah, she was a rebel back then.
Yeah, she was like, because everyone was talking about it because they never seen somehow naked person being that brave
especially a girl also.
I know, right? Yeah. She was like a hero for standing up like that. Yeah, she got mad, and then she just realized that okay, I had my time. Now I'm chill, and now she's like focusing on the music. She had like never ending summers, and then like I can buy myself flowers. And she's just buying herself flowers with going through such a bad divorce.
Love that.
And yeah, she's the queen. For Britney, I hope she will be okay because what she went through is not fair, for someone who's having that kind of depression, like being all the fame by herself but controlled by her father, like having a divorce, having kids and no one understanding it. I feel like she's a bit lost, like throughout her Instagram post. I don't know if you've seen it, but like she's acting, she's a star, okay?
Yeah.
She's an icon, but nowadays
It's sad.
I know. Everyone knows, like, when they look up for the Britney's posts, you can see on the comments that they are saying, like, they did dirty to her.
Yeah.
Like, she had such a beautiful smile. She was so liveful.
Yeah.
Like, and then now she don't know what she's doing. And it's sad to see a star, like, being in a position like this. I hope she can recover and came back to the music, but if she wants. Like, if it's going to heal her. Otherwise, I don't want her to, like, be in the music sector ever again.
I agree.
But I hope she can find peace.
Yeah.
And what happens in K-pop, like, fans are scared that their idols are going to commit suicide or just, like, they're scared. And
For sure, yeah. Whenever your idol goes quiet for a longer period of time, you're like, oh gosh.
Oh god.
And whenever there's a notification of their company starting with "Hello, we're this company," it's bad news usually. So yeah, of course, every fan normally wants their idol to be happy and healthy, of course, and you support them no matter what. But yeah, unfortunately, sometimes as fans, you don't see what's actually going on, like I said before, and as one person, you can't really do much about it. Of course, you can, if you see that there's like harassment online, you can send an email to the company and team up with your fandoms. And that's something that has happened before as well. Whenever there's like mean comments about someone, but it's like excessive, people team up together to send emails to the company to ask them to protect their artists better.
That's good.
And there's some companies who do, but there's also a lot of mistreatment as well. So unfortunately, it's an ongoing issue, and it's something that should be...
Yeah, and there is like bullying stuff there, like people are mean. Like they say,
For sure.
you deserve to die because you fell in love with someone, you had kids, like because you're beautiful than the other person. Like people took their lives because of those kind of like not very important, but like can be very important at the
of
same
course.
time.
And I think if you're an artist and your image is something so protected and you always have to keep up this image as an artist, at a certain point, if you feel bad, you will crack. You will break down, and it's only human to break down. And then I think it's a tough situation.
Nowadays, I'm happy for the K-pop industry, like idols, not the industry, but idols. I feel like they're more free. By Blackpink, like by BTS, not BTS maybe, but Blackpink is like having collaborations with the other people, or just like in some free times, I might say they hang out with the like American artists, but again, it's American, it's Western, like not in the K-pop industry. They cannot be free. But I hope it's going to be.
Yeah, I think it depends also on how big the success is and how long they've been active in the industry. Because as you say, Blackpink, they've been active for quite a while now. And I do feel like...
It's not the same case for the new ones?
Yeah. But I'm not sure, because maybe the new artists are being protected better. Maybe the older artists have more freedom and are protected better. I'm not sure. And I also it depends on company. I think it depends on the group. And it's something, as a fan, you will never know how the protection is of your artists.
Exactly. I think you said something really important, like they're humans, so eventually they will break. And that's something that is so like we don't see these as like humans.
True.
The people I talked about, Justin Bieber, Liam Payne, Amy Winehouse, and Michael Jackson, like they are all examples of like they have become like king of pop,
Yeah.
like real big stars that we eventually like forget that they are like actually human beings. And like of those four people, it's three, like it's only one of them is alive today, and due to like their fame, like it. I would, of course, if they would like have got sick or something, but like if it wouldn't have been for their becoming so famous so in the early age, of course maybe they would be alive today, and that's the sad part.
Yeah, but and at the same time they were too young. Like
Of course, yeah.
again, everyone. I don't know if it's the right way to say, but like everyone should pass away, like in a good position, like by fate, by something, but not because of this kind of sad stuff. Like Amy, she just
27 when she passed away, and Michael Jackson was older, but Liam Payne also the same age as Amy.
and the legacy that they left behind.
Yeah.
It should be the sign, like for the other artists or stuff. But
Yeah.
like Amy, what was the reason?
So she got a lot of pressure, like from tabloids. Like back then, it was a lot of like paparazzis and the magazine, and eventually, no, but she was like, she couldn't like have a private life. So she started doing drugs and alcohol, and the pressure from the media and constantly being like watched. And also as her, she was a rebel, so she was also like criticized for being not so girly, like you know the good girl,
Not
always
fitting the standard.
yeah,
Actually.
being the one that always does right or something. So it got too much, and she got the place, of course, with other she had like so much problems, but like it was mainly because of the pressure she got from all of the media.
Exactly. And like they never got their time, I believe. Do you think that Michael was forced to die?
This is
I know.
a hard one right now, also with the because he has also got so mentioned now with the P Diddy. I feel like his case, like the death of, I feel like it's open from the
didn't
P
know
Diddy. So it has something to do, but they have just like started the investigation. But it could be something. I will not. Maybe in the next episode we will dig into that.
If we'll be safe enough. I don't know. I mean,
We have to do some research first.
for research, but yeah, because I remember like as a kid, I was like searching for the Michael Jackson and read all the theories how he died, and I remember I couldn't sleep.
Still.
He's alive,
Yeah.
like he just wanted to escape from this life, and I can remember like I couldn't sleep for like week because I thought that his ghost is chasing me. So yeah, I don't know. And same for Liam Payne. I hope nothing bad will happen to Justin because I was concerned about what happened with the Diddy case.
Yeah, at some point, like he was in a bad place.
Yeah,
but now he's a dad. Like
he's a dad.
getting there.
Yeah.
I think he's putting his shit together. Oh.
But yeah, because it was happening at the same time, like Diddy case, and then like him being a dad, and I was like so concerned because he just became a dad, and like what to do now? Like what if something happens to him because of those kind of case? But like I think having a kid somehow cured him in a way. So I hope everything is going to be good for him and nothing bad will happen to him.
Yeah, I feel like he could also be that one because some of these celebrities, like starting really young, they aren't like showing their children, like, and I feel like that's maybe a sign because they have gone through it themselves, so they won't put their like children through it, like
Yeah.
Exactly.
They
And
want to protect them, right? Yeah.
and they're grown ups now. They have right to live, but like I think same for the Korean industry. Like in American too, it's like not in American but Western.
yeah,
It's like people always imagine them as being 20s,
yeah,
like kids. You always need to serve them, like as an idol, as a person famous. You need to serve the people. Okay, it's a common stuff that those famous people believe, and it's nice to see them like having their own life, like normal usual people,
yeah.
like focusing on their lives.
Yeah.
And
It's a good thing to see, but like the history keeps repeating itself. Like it never stops, unfortunately. And of course, they can make it by themselves, but they have to have the right support. I feel like it really is about who you have around you,
Yeah.
like their staff, the family, the friends they have around you. They must be people that really care about you and not only your money.
Yeah.
exactly, and this is where we start to talk about the environment of the famous people, because about the environment, I mean, I'm not only talking about the fans, I'm talking about the family, I'm talking about the kids, because imagine how Liam Payne's son is feeling now. Imagine how
It's so tragic. Like I can't even think about
And also
it.
the fact that the whole world knows about it. As a kid and your dad passes away and the whole world knows about it, I don't know how I would feel.
Yeah.
exactly, because it's, I mean, I think it's hard for the family or the people who includes. It's as hard as the famous people for them surroundings to be online, to be everywhere, because everyone knows. Like, let's say that I'm famous, okay? Like my brother is famous too, my mom is famous too, and people have their eyes on them too.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I mean, everyone is sad, like everyone is grieving for Liam Payne, and like we have nothing but pray or something like that. And the stuff is that he's gone now, but his legacy, his family is also taking care of the people, like the fans, the other people,
fans.
and their grief.
Yeah.
Like it should be hard. It's same for the Korean industry, right? It's like, I remember when Jonghyun he died. I remember there were a lot of fans committing suicide just to be with him, and I don't know. It's like if you put someone as an icon, as a dream for the people, then it means that you need to take care of that person, because the people who follows them will follow them in the end, with good or bad. If you're not taking, as the industry, if you're not taking care about what is going on with those people when you became them famous, then you need to take care for them the rest of their lives, because it's going to affect the fans too, because you're making them an icon and you just leave them.
Yeah.
Like,
Leave
how?
them out in the cold.
Yeah.
Here you are. Now you get your money. You're
Yes.
fine.
Like we do have our money, you do have your money, and then like, okay, we're done. No, it's not happening like that. It shouldn't be.
For sure. And I've also heard Robbie Williams. He talked about actually like setting a 18-year, like you have to be 18 to be like a member of a band or something. And I feel like those ideas are coming from the industry. They have like there aren't like any like, you know, the big music industries like Sony, Universal Music, they haven't really got clear. Of course, they're like avoiding the question because this will like affect them so much, like economical and financial. But there are so many now. Like I feel like because the history is repeating itself, this happens all the time, not only in the Western world, but like also K-pop culture, everywhere in the world. And like the discussion now starts, and I think that's so good. Like that, as you said, Nisa, like they can't just like, okay, bye.
Okay,
But
bye.
no, but like it's it's one of the biggest industries. They should know better.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
these are human people we're talking about, but they're used like a product. We sell a product.
Exactly. They just like I don't know. They just like a factory, you know. They
Yeah.
just like find a source, which is a human, and do something with that source, like make
Yeah.
it shine,
Yeah.
and then they just sell it. But it's not working like that because they're people.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It sounds they need to be responsible for the actors, for the singers, like especially if we're talking about singers today, maybe the actors are the next episode stuff. We never
Yeah.
know. But the thing is that you need to take care of them family. You need to take care of the fans because you basically like gained all the fans. You know, they're your money maker. I'm sorry to say it, but if they're thinking like that, you know, so if you're so cautious about your money, then you need to take care of your product. I'm sorry for saying it like that, but if you're seeing them as product, then take care of them.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Like
I know it's like it's I don't know if it's the same in Korean industry. I feel like they're taking more care.
Honestly, I have no idea. I think, like I said before, it depends on the company.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Can you like give some examples of the company names?
or you have the big three, so JYP, SM, and YG.
Mm-hmm.
There's also Hybe, which BTS is under.
It was big hit, right?
Yeah.
Back then.
Yeah. But
Oh,
now
yeah.
they have like their global little name, Hybe.
Hybe.
And they have like sub companies and stuff. It's
Yeah.
a big organization with a lot of artists. And I think that brings a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they should look out for their artists and treat them all with respect. And treat them all, well, not necessarily in the same way, but like with the same respect, you know? Because
exactly.
some artists are treated less good than others, and it shows.
yeah. And it shows like I could tell like when someone has a lot of pressure, they don't perform like so good. When I was younger, as I said, I was on 2 Justin Bieber concerts. The first one was like 2012, and it was in the beginning. Like he was feeling great. Like he was a cute.
He was having his time.
Yeah. And then the other one was like 2016, 2017, and that was a big like difference of like the quality of, because then he didn't sing live. It was only like playback, and you could really tell that he didn't like being on that stage. Like he was like 2 hours late and then left like 1 hour early. Like we were like, okay, this was the concert.
Okay.
Well,
Wow.
we have like look forward for it like for half a year or something. And so I could really understand like because the industries would also like, it would be an investment for them also to make the artist they have under their name to actually feel good, to take care of them, because then they will also be like good artists and perform good because
Because they have the talent.
Yeah.
They started this. Like
Yeah.
Justin Bieber started this because he
yeah.
loved playing music.
Yeah.
He loved like playing guitar. He loved singing. That's why they started. Okay, and then
It started for fun, and
Yeah.
it should like stay
Stay
fun.
fun. Yeah, I
that
think
is done.
the company should make sure, and management should make sure, that their artists are doing what they love to do without losing that spark, you know?
Yeah.
Of course. I mean,
Something has to do. Like,
something else.
and I feel like it's the big names that has to do something, because of course these artists can do it by themselves if they have the right people, but like some kind of like bigger change has to be done in the industry to like don't get these like tragic
How do you think that it should appear? Like by people, by fans, by using social media?
like I feel like the fans are the ones that actually are doing things. Like as you said, in the K-pop also, like they're getting there, they're emailing the
Yeah.
companies. Like that's so cool. Like that's the good thing about the fandom. But for real, like they are not the ones that having the money or like the resources, so and the knowledge. So it has to come. That's my opinion. Like it has to come like from the bigger production like companies, because they are the one that can change it
Yeah.
because they have all the power, unfortunately.
Yeah, and what's sad is that like the people earning and gaining money, but they're like a. I hate when industry like companies use the idols actors for as like a puppet.
Yeah.
They literally like use them as puppets. They just like made them, as you said, for the Justin Bieber, go to the stage, like earn your money and come back here. Same for the Korean artists. Like we love them, we love how they do music, but I think we should be more as people careful about how they are human and
Yeah.
maybe their size that they're showing us.
I think that's the most important thing to remember is that they're human.
Yeah.
They're not robots who are just there to entertain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly, because otherwise it's
Some kind of policies are like missing here.
yes. protect our protect our idols. Protect. I don't know who am I calling now, but
Please.
please listen to this
If
podcast.
someone on Universal or Sony or something hears us.
Please take care of them. They're humans, okay?
Yeah.
They're only humans.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone. So we're coming to the end of our podcast. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. It was really fun.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, of course.
We love to have you.
Anytime, have me back.
we will
We
have you
will.
back. Thank you, Alina, so much for being my sidekick and
Thank you.
like sharing all those informations.
Always pleasure.
It was always it's always so fun to have you guys around. And thank you, Kar, for your contribution with the amazing music. And it was us, DownBeat. Thank you for listening to us and see you in the next episode. Keep listening to us.